it's Tawny and Chris from Captain & Clark here inside the Expedia Lounge.
This is where Expedia brings you the top travel tips and trends of 2012 from all of your favorite celebrities. Well, I'm Captain Chris Staudinger from CaptainClark.com, here with Expedia today and the infamous, the man, the legend, Adam Richman. How are you today?
Good to see you. Aye, aye, Captain.
Well, yeah, oh, at ease. So I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. The big one on my mind, though, is, I mean, you're a big traveler.
I am.
You're big into social media.
Indeed.
How does social media affect the way you travel?
I mean, I think what's really kind of remarkable about social media, whether it's checking into a place on Foursquare, tweeting about where you've been, putting, you know, pictures on Facebook or your Tumblr, is that in real time you can not only get feedback from people that are from these places, you can inform people. I think it's kind of remarkable. I did a press trip, I don't want to say junket because it's an overused, somewhat douchey word, but the thing is, I did a whole press thing for a week in England in July, and it was actually quite remarkable because I mentioned a particular chipper I went to on Berwick Street off of Carnaby, and people like immediately were like, I went there right after my honeymoon, I went there right after, and I mentioned going to a certain place by region, so oh my god, there's a Burberry store right there, and Aquascutum's up the way, and there's a great place, and you're right by the West End, and you should go here. And I think that there's something deeply remarkable about the fact that I could be halfway around the world, mention that I'm at the Long Bar at Raffles, and my mom in Brooklyn can get that. Someone in Iowa that I've never met can get that. I can put pictures, I can put map coordinates, and I think that it's very dangerous to live in this world and not be globally minded. I think, you know, the necessity of knowing another language and learning other cultures is just so apparent in everything we do. So I love social media, and I think that it is arguably one of the biggest assets that the modern traveler has, simply because it lessens the impact of a language barrier, and I think that it demystifies a lot of things that a lot of people would find very daunting and intimidating about travel, and for me it does nothing but increase my wanderlust. I actually reached out to a bunch of my fans in the UK, and I was like, what are some unique hometown dishes? And it was just remarkable, just because people got that hometown pride, and social media brings it to you like that.
So is there any place in particular that you've found because of social media that you want to sing its praises?
Oh my gosh,
I know,
so
easy
many.
Question, right?
No, I know so very many of them. Okay, I was in Austin. Which is one of my favorite cities, and one of those cities that, like, oh, I know Austin. I don't know Austin as much as I would love to say I know Austin. And I was there, and I had been shooting a commercial there and had some time off, and I said, where should I go? I want great Tex-Mex, you know what I mean? And I was really doing it, and the thing is, the masses, and that's what I love, is people opine on everything from the airlines they love to the airlines they hate, the hotels they love, the hotels they hate. And because it's not sponsored, these people have no vested interest other than expressing themselves, and which is awesome. I mean, for better or for worse. And no, but so, for example, for me, I never would have been introduced to the magnificence that is the Chicka Chicka Boom Boom enchilada at Chuy's in Austin, any more than I would have known about Guero's or Saigon Sandwiches in San Francisco, a terrific banh mi place that has no sign at all. The menu are those awesome letters that like go into those little felt rows and stuff like that. Line out the door, but you'd never know what it is, where it is. I just did a research trip up to the Pacific Northwest, and a little tiny cart on the corner of 3rd and Ash called Big Ass Sandwiches. I know, a very demure name. But again, and I think that that's it, that hometown pride really comes to the fore. So Big Ass Sandwiches, the Chicka Chicka Boom Boom enchilada, and Saigon Sandwich.
I'm going to be writing these all down.
You ought to. These places are phenomenal.
So, I mean, what kind of travel trends do you expect to see in the coming year?
I mean, I think that with the advances in technology, I mean, you know, initially with Facebook, you could just update your status, and then it was your status and a photo. And now with Twitter, 140 characters worldwide, it's a photo, and now geo-positioning, and now video. I just downloaded an amazing app that can shoot 360-degree images, like it just with your phone, it just seamlessly integrates them. And now more and more applications like that have immediate technological advances that can post them directly to Twitter, to Facebook. And I think the more in-depth. I guess for me, the trends are going to be you're able to share more in real time. You're able to share videos to a greater degree, perhaps greater quality video, greater length. I think that there's also going to be able to find. I'm surprised Twitter hasn't done this yet, but I think that there's going to be some kind of immediate chat synthesis. I think much like the FaceTime application. I think that there's going to, more than likely, I mean, we're only a nanosecond away from those Dick Tracy two-way watches. If they don't exist, I don't know, I have to go to the Mac store again.
I mean, mine's on layaway.
Fair enough. Same thing with my yellow hat. So
yeah, give it time.
once I get the yellow, until I get the yellow hat that fits me just so. I'm an olive-skinned Jew, so I think yellow makes me look like a little bit of jaundice is happening.
It can happen.
It can, exactly right.
So, I guess I also want to know if you could like recommend to me one spot that isn't normally thought of as a food destination, but is like on your top 5, what would it be?
In the United States?
Yeah. Or actually, no. Let's go global.
For me, having never been to, well, I'll give you one of each, I suppose. For me, having never been to Asia before winter of last year, I think Tokyo, I mean, people would assume it's just this epicenter of technology and culture and stuff like that. But I went to Hiroshima, and I obviously, as an American, we have just the grimmest association with that place. However, it has such a distinct cultural identity all its own, simply because there are species of fish that are only accessible not just on Honshu, on that island, just in Hiroshima. There's a fish called kue that very few places serve, even fewer people know the traditional recipes for. There's a dish called okonomiyaki, which literally translates to your favorite, and there's Osaka style and Hiroshima style, and that's it. But the thing that really blew me away is that New Year's, I mean, you know, in New York, it's people with glasses that say 2012 and whatever, and you know, a guy painting himself green and running through the streets, and there's a time and place for that. Yeah. You know, I call it college, but you know, it's all good. And no, but it's most remarkable thing at Hiroshima Castle on New Year's, open to the public. It's essentially the Japanese version of a state fair. So their version of a corn dog, their version of like all the deep fried treats that we would get at a conventional state fair. So I would say Hiroshima, Japan. Also amazing, amazing oysters. We always hear about Kumamoto and stuff, but Hiroshima oysters I think are stellar. And then I think in the U.S., Charleston, South Carolina. I mean, it's a little staggering because they talk about gullah cuisine or low country cuisine, but gullah is Western African cuisine that has synthesized seamlessly with traditional Southern cuisine, which largely takes its roots in Scottish and Irish cooking. And you find these things like sheet crab soup, or even shrimp and grits. And it's kind of remarkable because this place that was one time the slave market, and sadly some people still refer to it as that, is now this major craft market where they sell gullah recipes and spice blends, and I think Charleston, you know, has this gives off this impression of this staid, placid, you know, very southern city, and it's growing by leaps and bounds. And restaurants like Snob and High Cotton, to a lesser degree Hominy Grill, I would think, and even fun places like Taco Boy. And there's this place, I mean, not for nothing, that sounds like a nickname I might have had my first season of Man vs. Food. And now Taco Boy is doing pork confit tacos for like $5-6 in Charleston. So an amazing place and deeply affordable.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know we have to let you go, so I'm just going to ask really quick.
Yeah.
What is in the future for you now?
For me, some really awesome stuff. So June 6th is the premiere of Adam Richman's Best Sandwich in America, and it's kind of like a March Madness style, 10 regions of the U.S., a couple wild cards thrown in, 20 of my favorite sandwiches, 10 recommended by different celebrities that I know that are sandwich lovers themselves, and battling it out for the title of, I guess, the best thing on sliced bread served on sliced bread. So I have that's coming up, and it's going to be really, really great. And then I'm actually shooting a series in the UK called Adam Abroad, and I'm producing that one as well. And it's essentially a snapshot, 48 hours in different cities around the UK with a laundry list, again, given to me through social media and through just being on the street and talking to locals of what do I have to do while I'm in Manchester, Coventry, Cornwall, London, what have you. And I've got a second book coming out next year, and speaking tour. And you know, I'm just trying to make hay while the sun's shining, brother. You know?
Hey, I mean, you've got a lot of exciting things on your plate.
Absolutely, that's the nice thing about travel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, hey, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Good luck out there today.
Thanks for having me on. Bye, everybody.